Alright, hello, what's happening everybody? MCOC Droid does back again for another video on Marvel Contest of Champions. Alright, so let me make sure everything is set up properly here. I sent that out, so that's all good. Doc Strange, not even a minute in, I've already got somebody. How you doing, buddy? All right. Wait a couple of minutes. See if anybody is hanging around the old YouTubes right now. Just kind of burn through some stuff. Make sure I am good to go. Alright. Those are done. Nothing terribly exciting. I'm going to wait to collect that stuff. Okay. Alright, so yes. Happy Monday, everybody. Doc Strange got the notification that quick. Well, I'm glad you did. Welcome. You are the first one here. But yes, hope everyone is having a good Monday so far. Try this BR. Sup, droid? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Glad you can make it. Hope everyone's having a good Monday day or night wherever you are. Although I'm assuming it's pretty much night for everybody by now. So yes, as the title suggests, rolling forward with the live stream, I did Chapter 1 of Uncollected yesterday evening. And as well as the final Modoc's Lab, RIP. And so today, I'm going to focus on 100% of Chapter 2. I didn't really particularly think it through because both of my Medusas are on Alliance War Defense. So I'm going to roll with the best team that I can to go up against these Sentinels. Actually, let me start plotting that now while I have a moment. Trying to think of who I can put in as some ringers. I'll definitely keep those three you already see over there, Archangel Blade and Star-Lord. Might as well throw some Dr. Voodoo action in there just because he can regen and it gives me a Mystic. I feel like I should bring in Thor just because of his armor break, just to try and get through some of the Sentinels. Try this BR is asking, how do you unlock Chaos Rifts? That is a good question. I actually plan on doing a full video on that later this week. I'm going to record it maybe tonight or tomorrow, and then it's going to be part of this week's tips and tricks. But real fast, since we have a moment, like I said, kind of waiting for people to get here. So Chaos Rifts started today. For those who've been playing for a while, they are the new version of Dimensional Rifts, if you remember from before. So we all got 10,000 of these beginner shards and an in-game mail, just giving us like a, hey, welcome to the Chaos Rifts, etc., etc. So that is enough to do one run of Chapter 1. And I'm not going to touch it right now because I don't want to start it. But essentially, you're able to go into the Rift. You start off, you have 6 fights total. You'll get a random prize based on what path the portal takes you to. It's totally random. But then in addition to that, you get 5,000 shards for the next tier up. So in this case, you would get 5,000 tier 2 shards. Now, as of right now, the only other spot to get shards... Excuse me. Sorry, I was just wrapping up dinner right before this. The only other place to get shards are going to be from these, the 7-hour and the 22-hour solo quests. The 22-hour hasn't kicked in yet because this is still the last 22-hour event. So the one, whatever comes after this, it'll start having shards. But this current 7-hour event started after the update went live. So as you can see in the milestones, here are some tier 2 shards. And then in the rank rewards, there are actually tier 3 shards. In addition to that, the 3-day Alliance events that, again, completion was already live, so it's not there. But the next one that starts on Wednesday, those will also have tier 2 and tier 3 shards. And then the biggest place to get them will be when the new event quest starts next week. for each difficulty that you do. So if you 100% beginner, you would get 10,000 of the tier 1 shards. 100% normal, you get 10,000 of the tier 2 shards, and so on and so forth. So there are a lot of different ways to get the shards, and then again, when you run the rift, you do get 5,000 shards the next tier up. That helps you to run the rifts even more often, I should say. But again, like I said, I'm gonna do a nice full breakdown of how the rifts actually work once you get into them sometime later this week. Mr. Ant, what's happening, buddy? Glad you made it to the stream. Hope you're having a good evening. So yeah, try this BR. I feel stupid now. I just was wondering why mine didn't show up, but I just realized I didn't update my app. Yeah, so the update came out this morning. There have definitely been some problems with it. I hear iOS is having more problems than Android. I'm on iOS, so I ran into it. The update showed up in the App Store. I was able to download it. That was all fine. But then when I got into the game, an error message kept popping up saying like, oh, unable to download additional content or something. So essentially, like, the rifts and all this new stuff did not show up yet. I had to totally delete the game and then reinstall it, and then it worked fine. So be on the lookout for that. DA Contest Legend in the house. What's going on, buddy? Glad you could make it. I'm going to go ahead and get started, actually. Because after this, I'm going to do some arena grinding and would like to get rolling on that. So like I was saying, I kind of goofed, and maybe I should have flipped this and done Chapter 3 tomorrow. Or done Chapter 2 tomorrow and done Chapter 3 tonight, but it's no big deal. I say goofed because both of my Medusas are tied up in Alliance War, so they will be better for tomorrow for Chapter 3, but I might have to struggle a tiny bit with Chapter 2. But this lineup you see right here with Blade, Archangel, Star-Lord, Dr. Voodoo, and Thor, I think should do me pretty well. So let's get this started. DA Contest Legend, I had to do the same thing, delete and reinstall. Yeah, I don't know why it was like that. I heard that there was a problem with the last updates where the same thing happened. I avoided it, thankfully, but it seemed to pop up this time. I don't know why they didn't get the update right, but I'll just leave it at that. Doc Strange, in May, I'm excited for that Thanos. I predict his cutoff as a 5-star to 50 mil. Yeah, I don't blame you at all. I am super excited for that Thanos, too. He better be legendary, like super, super OP. I would be okay with that. And Kabam knows that they will make so much money if that's really the case. Let me stop jabbering and actually start working on this before this turns into a 5-hour stream for one chapter. Nothing exciting, right? Nothing exciting, right. Cusive in the house. How you doing, buddy? What's up? Just getting started on Uncollected Chapter 2, so thanks for making it out. Hope you can hang for a bit. Nice and easy. Misho Builder also in the house, an alliance mate of mine. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're keeping up on everything, right? He always wanted to ask me what deity stands for. I don't really know what it technically stands for. I mean, a deity is like, you know, a highly worshipped person, but I did not pick that. I didn't start this alliance. I came into it when I started playing the game. I was... Oops, sorry, I should be paying attention. Still, I'm trying to get the whole, you know, walk and chew gum at the same time thing down. In this case, I mean play and chat at the same time. I'm getting there. The more I stream, the more comfortable I'm getting with actually really multitasking. But anyway, Misha, what I was saying was that, so yeah, I didn't start this alliance. I came into it after it had already started, and, you know, there was the leader back then and some of the other officers. He ended up quitting the game, and on the off chance you're actually watching this, God's Reign, still miss you, buddy. He ended up quitting the game, and he had me take over as leader, and I've been doing it ever since. So yeah, I did not pick that tag. I actually don't think I ever asked him why he picked that tag, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh. Alright. Should wrap her up, and it does. And get caught up in chat again here. DA Contest Legend. Still don't think Thanos will be playable. I don't know. I mean, I can kind of argue it both ways. I mean, of course, the Thanos that's in the game right now is pretty exclusive. Obviously, only, a very small handful of people have them in the grand scheme of things. But on the other hand, like, this would be a cool way for more people to actually get Thanos and tie it in with Infinity War and what have you. So I really do hope he'll be playable. I hope that, since the first one basically is a non-playable character, since most of us don't have him, it would be nice to actually have a playable Thanos. Yeah, sorry, I'm still playing catch up on chat. Mr. Ant is saying Thanos won't be in the crystals. He may be a new reward for Labyrinth of Legends 2.0 or something like that. Yeah, very true. I mean, I know people have been asking and talking about, obviously first Labyrinth of Legends has been around for a while now. Time for a new one or some other similarly very, very difficult piece of content. Yeah, if they did that, they will make even more money. 100%, Mr. Ant. They will be printing money at that point. They can just do whatever they want. But I agree with you, Doc Strange. I think the movie one should be playable. I absolutely agree. Silver Riferior, what's up, buddy? Thanks for making it to the stream. How you doing? Aaron Hoodie Lover 21 as well is in the house. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a good evening. Go ahead. There you go. Oh, what? I was too early on that? Come on. That's just mean, Howard. That's just mean. That's what you get for actually hitting me with your iron fist. No, that was terrible. Moving on. Anyway, let me keep rolling. What else are we saying here? Mr. Ant, I'm saying if Kabam made a Labyrinth 2.0 and for the 100% reward you get the movie Thanos. Okay, yeah, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea because, that Ultron Prime is the reward for 100% of the first Labyrinth. And, he's slightly different than the quote-unquote regular Ultron, but for the most part, he's kind of just a reskin with some slightly different abilities. So, man, I am off on my dash backs today for some reason. So that would be cool. That would kind of give him his elite status that people can still go for him and get him. You don't have to spend, thousands of dollars on crystals specifically. But it still gives him a kind of exclusivity. I could see that. Yeah, DA. Personally, I don't want him to be a common character. It's flippin' Thanos. I agree. That's the catch-22. It's like, it'd be awesome to play as him, but at the same time, like, yeah, he shouldn't just be in the same crystal as, like, a Kamala Khan or Venom Pool that I have right here in front of me. So, yeah, it's a total catch-22. That's tough. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I really want to play as Thanos. Like, I would love to have a Thanos character. Nice. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. I'd be down with I've only done the one path of regular Labyrinth. So while I would be super down with seeing a Labyrinth 2.0, I have a long way to go. I'm kind of hoping to get back into that in the next month or so. We'll see how things go. Yeah, Doc Strange is saying, what if this Thanos had 6 special attacks? Each one is an Infinity Stone related special. That would be interesting. Because you already have 3 special attacks. You could kind of split up each power bar into 2 separate attacks. I mean, this is getting super not nitpicky, but like nitty gritty, but like within each power bar. So as you're trying to get to the first power bar. If you're under 50% of that, it would be one special, and then if you're over 50% of that, it would be a different special. Same for the L2, and they'd have to somehow figure out the L3. I don't know. I'm just making this up as I go. See, once again, I don't know what's going on with me tonight, but I seem to be off on my swiping. Do this L1 at least. I can avoid that. Wow. Okay, this is going to be fun. Let's see. Mr. Ant. That would take a long time to do because they have to do his abilities with the 6 specials. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it'd be cool. I don't know how it would work, but it would be cool. I like that idea. Or, like, as you trigger... Maybe he starts off the fight with no gems, but then, I don't know, kind of tied in with persistent charges. If there is a way to, like, maybe every time he fires a certain special, he gets one of the stones. I don't know. It'd be there. I feel like there's a good idea in there somewhere, and I'm just coming up with the bad ones. All right, try this again. Or you could just stand there and not swipe back at all. This is gonna be a fun night, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, come on. 1. Well, getting there. I don't know what the heck is happening tonight. This is why I should have kept one of my Hellas. Good Lord, I'm stinking up the place. Let me get caught up with chat. 137 health. Great job, Andrew. Great job, Droid does. Okay. Why even try? Am I early or late? You are definitely not late at all. I am just struggling, apparently, but I am getting through the first level of Chapter 2. Just finished the second path of it, since I've already done the one run-through of the whole thing earlier this month. Metal Sonic Dude, how you doing, buddy? Glad you could make it. Thanks for hanging out. Man, I am thirsty for a 5-star Hella. Yeah, I hope you get her. She is fantastic. I was talking about her last night. I think you might have been talking about her with me. I love my 5-star Hella. She is fantastic. I know many of you would probably hate me out there, but I am saving up for a 6-star featured for my next poll, since I got Cable the first time, who is fine. But I'm definitely going to save up for this new 6-star featured, which is dropping tomorrow. Definitely going to be at least another 2 months or so before I can get to that 15,000. But I do want to save, and I do want to go for it, and 6-star Hella would be phenomenal. Like I said, I think everyone out there would probably hate me at that point. But I would kind of be okay with that because she would be amazing. DA Contest Legend, can we talk about how Kabam is about to stop tagging villains as such? Hashtag Buffblade. Hey, you gotta give them credit. They gotta mix up the meta of the game and not make the one champion fits all fights model, or else it would just be another Scarlet Witch. So I am glad that they're mixing up a little bit, you know. You have to find new and different ways to bring in champions, to introduce the new ones, to kind of shake things up a little bit, you know. So I am okay with that. But yes, I was on the forums earlier where I saw a bunch of posts talking about, oh, so this is how they nerf Blade. I'm like, it's not really a nerf. Blade is still awesome. Blade is still great in a lot of fights. It just means that you can't use him in every single fight ever. Thanatos 101, what's up, buddy? Almost missed you there. Sorry about that, but welcome to the stream. Glad you're here. Okay, get that going. Get that going. Keep the line moving. Why even try? I'm close to getting a 5-star basic. Who should I be hoping for? Was that you? That was you last night. You were saying you've pulled only the one 5-star so far, and it was Mordo. Am I remembering correctly? Oh, nice try. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought that was. I mean, again, if Mordo is your only 5-star so far, then yeah, you have a lot of great champs that you could hope for that are all in that basic. I mean, there's Archangel, there's Iceman, there's Blade, there's Stark Spidey, there's Dr. Voodoo, there's... I mean, there are a lot of great champs in there. X-23 is another great one who doesn't need to be awakened. Well, we're talking about Hela. She's in there now too. Hyperion. I mean, so many of those top champs are in there. So you're in good shape with that at least. You know, for the hell of it, I'm just going to use Voodoo because I have the advantage here. Ah, dang it, I forgot about that. That one's my bad. See if I can get some more power burns going. I do. See ya. That was a much cleaner fight against a Sentinel than the last one, which we won't talk about. Let's see. DA Contest Legend. I wonder if we will ever see a villain tag again. We will see them. We will see them. Yeah, because Thanatos is making a good point. Not only should, you know, the movie Thanos be a villain, but also Ghost, who's rumored to be added to the game, who is the villain of Ant-Man and the Wasp, coming up later this year. So I don't think we have seen the retiring of villain tags. I think we'll be safe there. I just don't blame Kabam for being a little careful, you know? Oh, just go down. There you go. Wasn't going to let him get to a special 3, especially when he was basically about to die. DA, yeah, I don't blame them either. In fact, I do welcome him. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got Blade. He's my rank 5. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. But there are so... there are just so many different combinations of characters and things like that. So it's nice that they're not just kind of on autopilot and like, oh, here's some more bad guys. Let's just give them the villain tag, and we know Blade is going to be amazing against them. Thanatos, you are correct in the second part of your question, because I don't have, as you can see in my lineup here, I don't have Ghost Rider or Stark Spidey, excuse me. I could have brought them in, and I probably should have. Maybe I will for the next level. I don't have either of them as a 5-star. I have both of them as a 4-star, though. So I might switch them out for this next level to help get through, since I don't have either of my Medusas available, my 4-star or my 5-star. Like I was saying earlier, they're tied up in Alliance Ward defense. So maybe I'll take out Thor and Voodoo and put those two in just so I can have the synergy. DA, but it's back to work for me. I'll holla at you, bro. See y'all later, chat. Well, thanks for coming out, man. I'm glad you were able to pop in even for a little bit. Appreciate it. I hope your day at work goes smoothly, or the rest of your day at work goes smoothly. Mr. Ant, hashtag Nerf Blade. No Nerf Blade. No. Like I said, it's not about having to nerf certain champs, or I think it was Seaton and some others talked about it too. You know, it's not about like having new champs have these new synergies with old champs to make them better. Like, that's not how it should be, you know? Like, have new champs come in and they have some special abilities or some, you know, special synergies or things like that, but not to necessarily buff up old characters, you know? Just try and create new puzzles for us to solve, if that makes any sense. Like, right now, with True Strike, that just got not fixed, so to speak, but retooled with this last update that happened this morning. It can now get through auto block, which is great against Medusa, which is great against MODOK, you know? So it's abilities that have already been in there, but you tweak it a little bit. So now you have kind of different solutions for these problems. And so like Karnak now all of a sudden could be really good against a Medusa. Ah, dang, too early again. I'll just go ahead and fire this off. Now Karnak could be really good against like a Medusa or a MODOK with the True Strike. Does that mean it's the only way to beat them? Of course not, but it's a nice new way to sort of solve the puzzle, if that makes sense. This is going to take a while. I think I absolutely will bring in those two. Because this is going to take a minute. And I should have brought in Thor anyway to get through some of these armor breaks. I legitimately might just quit this fight because I am going to be here forever. I'm barely getting any crits. The regulars. Still not swiping back for whatever reason. I mean, he's literally just standing there, and I'm swiping back before these. Well, I don't have to worry about that. Anyway, let's do Thor. Let's get through some of this armor at the very least. Ah. There we go. Maybe I should keep him in. We'll see. Why even try? When April starts, I'm going to watch every MCU movie and show connected to the MCU that will help get through April before Infinity War comes out. Yeah, good idea. I'm actually thinking of doing the same. Even if I don't watch all the movies, at least some of the bigger ones, just to kind of do like one big recap. Thanatos, yeah, I see you feel the same. I feel you. The mild OCD in me hates that I don't have 5-star Spidey or Ghost Rider just for that synergy satisfaction. Yeah, like I said, you know what? I'll keep Thor in just because it's the tech Sentinel and it's got that heavy armor, so I'd rather just keep using him and get this over with. And then I will probably switch him out for the next level. I just think Blade synergies should be nerfed. Again, it's tough for me to say because I do love Blade and I have him, and I very quickly saw the appeal in him, which is why I was so happy that I saved and I got him. But at the same time, you know, like, yeah, he's a little strong with his synergies. I'm just gonna put it that way. He's a little strong with his synergies. Wrap that up. Okay. Let's keep the line moving. All right, nice. Mr. Ant, he's broken in my opinion. Gladiator Hulk is basically like Blade if done right. Yeah, I do love my Gladiator Hulk as well. I know I got super lucky getting him from a feature Grandmaster Crystal. I've got him up to rank 3, and man, if I don't use him in a lot of Alliance Wars, especially when it comes to the obvious choices of like Dormammu's, Magic's, Mephisto's, you know, particularly when they are the final boss. Yeah, he can do some serious damage with them, and I would love to take him to rank 4 at some point. I probably am going to do Medusa before Gladiator Hulk in terms of taking to rank 4. I mean, again, this is going to be a while. I've been doing a lot of rank ups lately. I am completely out of tier 4 basics. I'm completely out of tier 1 alphas. And I'm close to forming a tier 2 alpha from frags, but that will just get me back to 1 anyway. So it's definitely going to be a long while before that happens. Nice try, buddy. Oh. Ah, man, I was off by one little movement. Should wrap that up. Very nice. Okay. Mr. Ant, yeah, I finished 5 main bosses in Alliance War with Gladiator Hulk, and very nice, buddy. I've done the same. Like I said, mine's only rank 3, so he deals decent damage, but obviously not as much as he could. But yeah, he still does very well. You know, especially when you're up against Magic or Mephisto, if you can time that L1, or yeah, the L1 at just the right time and get that heal block going, that just totally shuts him down. It's, yeah, believe me, it's incredibly satisfying to do that. And people in my line say, leave it to the people who have Blade. Nice. Yeah, no, that's definitely like a showing up kind of moment, you know. It's like, oh, you have Blade? Well, I've only got this Gladiator Hulk to go in against Mephisto. I mean, I hope he'll do okay. Yeah, he's dead. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Gladiator Hulk, I mean, he's not underrated, you know. He hasn't been around that long in the grand scheme of things. But I really feel like once he eventually makes his way into the basic crystal and people start pulling him more often, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, wait, no, he's actually really good. And again, that's a perfect example of like finding a counter to certain situations. Is he the only way to get through a Magic fight or a Dormammu fight? No, but he's like a new good way of doing it, you know? So that's the difference between having to like boost up an older character, you know? You make these characters that are good on their own, like Gladiator Hulk, he's still a pretty solid champ, but then you get in those specific fights, and all of a sudden he gets really good, and he doesn't need other synergies or what have you to boost that up. He can do that all on his own. So I'd like to see Kabam keep doing that kind of stuff. Oh, thought I had that. tonight. Well, all right. One. Come on. That should wrap it up, hopefully. Nice. Okay. Yeah, Gulk, Gladiator Hulk, is a safer way to finish Dormammu and Mephisto, in my opinion. No, absolutely. Just because of that face me and getting 70% back of that degen, it's fantastic. And then, and he gets the attack boost. You just keep going at him. Again, especially with Mephisto, you time that L1 just right when he's about to get to that 30% health mark and his regen would kick in. You shut that down, and yeah, Mephisto is done. Why even try? Who do you think will die in Infinity War? Mr. Ant, you know who's gonna die? That's not fair. But yes, definitely zero spoilers. No whether you actually know or not. Zero spoilers, please and thank you. I'm doing the best I can. I still have not watched the trailer that came out, a couple Fridays ago. I'm not gonna do it. If I start seeing it on TV, like a commercial, I'll fast forward or I'll hit the mute button or something like that. If I'm out at a movie and the Infinity War trailer starts playing, I'll run out of the theater or I'll cover my eyes and cover my ears. At this point, I'm good. It comes out in 4 weeks. I can wait. I don't want to see anything else. I don't want to know anything else. I am good. I am pumped. I am ready. I've already got my tickets. I bought them the morning they came out. That same morning that the latest trailer was released, So I am super ready. So yeah, I don't want any spoilers. I don't want the chance of any spoilers. I mean, we can get into some conjectures and stuff like that, but even then, it's, who knows. I did hear, these aren't really spoilers. Feel free, for those of you in the chat, feel free to comment if you want me to stop. I did hear of some casting news about the Captain Marvel movie, because that just started filming today. And I heard about some returning characters who will be showing up in the movie. Because, again, it's her origin story, but it's going to take place in the 1990s, apparently. So it's going to be a throwback to 90s action movies and what have you. And they had already said Nick Fury is going to be there, so S.H.I.E.L.D. will obviously be involved somehow. But again, since it's the 90s, they can get some other people in there. Yeah, I heard a little bit about the new characters, Mr. Ant, but of course there was one returning character in particular that I was super happy to hear about. I mean, the other two are cool because it's a nice, continuity and what have you, since obviously, part of this is going to take place in space. I mean, it's Captain Marvel, but you probably know who I'm talking about. I am so super happy about the one casting that I heard about. It's so great because it's so welcome. Once again, I should be paying attention. Very nice. But, Mr. Ant, I am sorry to hear that someone spoiled Infinity War. I mean, hey, you don't know. Maybe they were lying to you. Maybe they don't really know. Maybe they were just trying to trick you. So they might be wrong. You don't know. unless that person happens to like work on the movie or something, and or they wrote like unless that person is one of the Russo brothers who are the writers and directors. Why even try? I have a good prediction on how it might begin in the first 15 to 20 or 30 to 40 minutes. I mean, I assume, from what I've heard from interviews with like Kevin Feige, you know, who's like the big producer on all these Marvel movies and some of the others. I mean, I heard it gets real pretty fast. Like, Thanos is not messing around. And that doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, it is going to be a 2.5 hour movie from what I heard, which is fantastic. Come on at me. There you go. Come on. Drop that L1. Okay. Drop it again. Get a couple of these super quick parries. Let her rip. Damn that limber. Alright, come on. This should just about do it. Nice. All right. Level is done. Okay. Okay. So like I said, since it's not the Tech Sentinel for this next level, I will switch out and throw in my 2 4-stars for Stark Spidey and for a Ghost Rider, so I can get the synergy. So yeah, I will take out these 2 and put in these 2. I always forget 5% perfect block chance, so that's something. And of course, the Danger Sense, and of course, extra potency. Very cool. All right, let's keep rolling. Silver Rhyperior saying Proxima Midnight Sig ability looks OP. Yeah, I've started to see some screenshots of her stuff. His stuff? I forget which one is male and which one is female between Proxima and Corvus Blade. Yeah. I'm a little bit more of an old school comic guy, and from what I understand, the Black Order is relatively newer, I think, in comics. Like they only popped up within the last 5 to 10 years or so, I want to say. So I don't really know much about them. Get all that out. Okay, yeah, see, that's what I thought. I thought Proxima Midnight was female, and then Corvus was male. But again, I still don't really know too much about their backstories and all that. So, I don't want to spoil myself too much, but I think I probably will look into them a little bit before the movie. I mean, obviously, you know, once they show up in this next event quest, that will help as well, since they'll be tied in with the story, I would imagine. But definitely want to go into the comics, or at least look online, and get a quick, like, Cliff Notes version of, you know, when they popped up and what have you. Oh, that was weird. It just sort of stopped moving for a second. There we go. The Black Order were in a comic in 2013, I think. Yeah, like I said, I know they're relatively newer, and I haven't really read comics regularly. I mean, I haven't read them at all in a long time, but I haven't read them regularly in a really long time. So, you know, some of the newer stuff that's been happening, I kind of just get caught up with online or just seeing it on, you know, forums or things like that, just so I can kind of roughly know what is happening in the Marvel Universe without reading everything. But, boom. Sorry, just 1 second. I want to get caught up on something. Okay. Mr. Ant, I stopped reading Marvel Comics because of the SJWs? The SJWs? What is that? I don't know what that means. Shows you how much I'm still in the loop these days. I don't even know what that means. There we go. Social Justice Warriors. There you go. See, like I would never have guessed that. I grew up in the, I read comics in like the 80s and 90s, so I am definitely a little bit out of touch for all of the current storylines. Alright. Keep it rolling with Blade because of the danger sense. Alright. Now I feel like I'm moving smoothly, at least. I didn't think the first, I didn't think the first level was going to take as long as it did. I am hoping, I know that it's a Tech Sentinel again for this final boss, but I am hoping that, wow, once again, great non-swipe back there. I'm hoping that Blade should be able to do pretty well, especially since I took out Thor for the armor breaks. There we go. Why even try? Lately, Marvel comics haven't been so great. My favorite Marvel comic is House of M. That is a really good one. Mr. Ant's favorite Marvel Comics is Ultimate Spider-Man. Nice. Spider-Man was always my favorite growing up, 100%. I just always really liked him the most. I liked his villains the most. Like, I liked his storylines and his day-to-day stuff the most, you know. Alright, so no Limber, which is nice. Strike Back and the special bias. That's not a huge deal at all. I'm actually going to warn... Oh, I'll see how Blade does. Whew, yeah, this is a much better fight than the last time. Gonna be close. Got some big crits in there. Oh, so close. Oh, but it didn't trigger it, so I got lucky there. Nice. Mr. Ant, well, if it makes you feel any better, I feel like, for the most part, anyone who ever dies in the comics, at some point you know they're going to be back. Like, it seems, just, again, from what I've kept up with over the years, it just seems like everybody at some point will somehow get revived, or will get cloned, or they'll just sort of reboot the series, you know, just create a new version. So it does seem like everybody always has a chance of coming back, even if and when they die. Now they killed him for good. Well, you know, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But like I said, I never put it past him too much. Death of Spider-Man was a pretty emotional comic. I grew up with the X-Men animated series and Spider-Man. Absolutely. The X-Men animated series is still one of the best. Like, I would love to go back and watch that again. I did actually do a rewatch within the last year or two of the Spider-Man animated series from the 90s, because it was on, it wasn't Netflix, I think it was on Hulu, actually. They had all the episodes, and I was like, oh my god, I love this show so much. Like, I missed it. I grew up loving that show. Ditto X-Men. Hate to cross over to non-Marvel, but Batman animated series from the 90s is also still one of the best ever made. Period. End of sentence. It's so good. Yeah. But I loved that. I loved the X-Men cartoon, and so I'd love to find like the DVDs or something and watch that whole show. But the Spider-Man cartoon, that's one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, that's right. Mr. Ant, there was a Fantastic Four animated show. It was so cool when I was a kid. You know, I remember that one being pretty solid. They actually had a lot of cartoons in the 90s. Like, most of the big characters. I know, Iron Man had a cartoon, I think, for a couple years. I think the Incredible Hulk had a cartoon for at least a year or two right around then. Obviously, the Fantastic Four. I feel like there's at least one more that I'm forgetting. X-Men, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Fantastic Four. Doc Strange wasn't as big back then, so he didn't have his own cartoon, I don't think. I feel like there's one more that I maybe watched and I'm just straight up forgetting about it. Huh, I don't know. Oh man. Silver Rhyperior, what was the X-Men animated series like? I was born in 1999. First of all, ouch. Just so much ouch in that sentence. Second of all, if you can find it, go find it. It was really good. It was so, I mean, like, it was, Wolverine was spot on. They actually did the Dark Phoenix saga so much better than the movie did. X-Men 3. I'm hoping this new X-Men movie does the Dark Phoenix saga justice, but they did that so well. All of the big villains were in there. Like, if you can track it down, watch that show, because it's probably like, it's better than most of the X-Men movies. I will say that much. Mr. Ant, the last episode was Contest of Champions. I swear to God. Of which show? Fantastic Four? Why even try? First of all, I'm glad that this live stream of the Uncollected event quest has turned into, let's chat about 90s Marvel animated TV shows. This is awesome. Why even try saying, don't worry about crossing DC over with Marvel. My favorite superhero comic ever is Flashpoint. I've heard about that, but I don't know too much about it. I was always more of a Marvel fan than a DC fan. Oh, come on. Why? You're just standing there like a lump tonight. Not cool. Yeah, it was a Fantastic Four. All right. Oh, I'm interested because I don't think I ever finished watching the Fantastic Four series. So especially now, if that really was the last episode, that it was Contest of Champions related, that makes me want to go back and see it, just to see how it lines up with the game. Oh, and one thing I forgot, Silver Rhyperior, when it comes to the X-Men show, if you can track it down, once you start watching it, good luck getting the theme song out of your head. That theme song is awesome. It's so good, and it is super catchy. So, like, even if you just YouTubed that, I'm sure it's on here somewhere. Go find it and listen to it, and it will not get out of your head anytime soon. But the X-Men show was a really well done show. He's saying, I did watch the Spider-Man animated series. They had reruns going on at the time. That's cool. Like I said, it was well done because, you know, most seasons of the Spider-Man show actually had, you know, like a lot of them had the villain of the week or whatever, but they had a lot of ongoing storylines, you know, with his, like, with the Neogenic stuff and the season that Morbius was in, basically their version of the Sinister Six. The Secret Wars that the last season focused on for like the last handful of episodes. Like, the Spider-Man show in the 90s is still one of the best. I love it so much. Venom was awesome. Carnage was great, but he could have been in it more. Yeah, God, it was so well done. I really liked that show. In case you couldn't tell, I really liked that show. Dang it. That won't be enough. That'll probably kill him. Let's see what's going on. Oh, still alive with 4%. That should do it. Oh, with the clutch survive. That's awesome. I really thought, even with 65% health, I thought Blade was done. There was a Spider-Man episode of Contest of Champions? We're still talking about the 90s Spider-Man? I'm trying to remember what that episode was. There's Captain America and Doctor Strange and Iron Man and the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. Are you sure that, Mr. Ant, are you sure you're not talking about like the very end of the series when they started doing Secret Wars? Wasn't that what that was? I hope we're talking about the same Spider-Man show. I know there were a few, like in the 90s and in the 2000s. There were a few Spider-Man TV shows. Thanatos, oh, I'm glad you're still here. Hey guys, I'm alive. I just finished putting together Brian Grant's cable video, I guess, on Les Twitters. If anyone wants to check that beauty out, I will absolutely check it out after I am done here. I think I have 2 paths left, and then I'm good to go. This one and the next one, and then I'm 100% for the chapter. Boom, 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 boom. Boom! Oh, not that many bleeds. Go ahead. Drop it. Thank y'all. Mr. Insane is here. How you doing, buddy? Hope you're having a good evening. Thanks for coming to the stream and hanging out with me. Close call. Yeah, that was a close call with that blade hanging on with barely 4% health, but I was kind of surprised I pulled out the clutch win. I'm not gonna lie. Silver up here, I had the theme song of the Spider-Man animated stuck in my head till this day. I mean, that was another catcher. I would argue the X-Men theme song is probably catchier than Spider-Man, but that one is super catchy too. I mean, I miss the 90s. See, I'm definitely ready to be done with this this session tonight, because for whatever reason, about half of my swipe backs are absolutely not working at all. Like that? Why are you not swiping back? This is ridiculous. Good times, right? Good times. Alright, come on. There we go. This is probably an entertaining stream to watch when I'm actually playing well. Okay, yeah, it was Secret Wars. See, that I remember, Mr. Ant, because you're right. It had, like, I know Captain America was there, Doctor Strange. It was at least a couple of the X-Men, right? Like, I know, because earlier in the series, there was that, like, 2-episode X-Men crossover, which was also really cool, by the way. And everybody was in that. But for Secret Wars, I know I think Wolverine was there. I think Storm was there. I know it wasn't the entire X-Men. And then it had, yeah, like you said, it had Fantastic Four. Wasn't Doctor Doom in it too? And the Lizard was there. I was sad when that show ended. Like, it obviously lasted for a while, but it could have kept on going, man. There we go. Oh, you're right. Cyclops was there too. Thank you. Why even try? Gotta feel bad for the people that were born in the late 90s. I know, right? Come on. Crazy kids these days with their no idea of an X-Men animated show that's really good. Come on. Oh, man. Mr. Insane, 5-star Wolverine award, completion of the game. 5-star Wolverine would be cool. Maybe he'll pop up as a 6-star, but I'm not exactly holding my breath, you know, because there are a bunch of those champs that we have as 4 stars that don't exist as 5 stars or even 6 stars now, you know. So champs like Electro, Doctor Strange, obviously Wolverine is one of them. And it would be nice if they popped up or had some sort of recognition past 4-star range now that we're into 5s and 6s. But again, I'm not exactly holding my breath that Caban will make it happen. Mr. Ant, in my opinion, the Spectacular Spider-Man, that was another good one. Like I said, I know there were some others, like in the 2000s, some other Spider-Man animated shows. I didn't catch any of them. But I had heard about Spectacular Spider-Man, so I was like, oh, I'll give it a try. That was really good, too. Like, I still think 90s is probably overall better, maybe just because it lasted longer, so it could do, you know, a lot more storylines and different characters and what have you. But I will admit, Spectacular Spider-Man was pretty darn good, too. Like, I enjoyed watching that one. And that was another one I was sad that it ended, because I think it only got, what, 2 seasons, I want to say? Like, it was not on for long before it got canceled, which is a shame, because, yeah, I thought it was done really well. Nice. Mr. Insane, you're going to be the only one to get a 6-star Wolverine. Oh, okay. Well, be sure to let us all know how he is, because we would all love a 6-star Wolverine. I think before the end of the year, Blade will get a 6-star. I honestly, we were talking about Blade earlier. I don't know how much you were here for, but I actually would not be okay with there being a 6-star Blade. I think that might honestly wreck this game, and I would say that if I had a 6-star Blade as well. Like, that would be ludicrous. Because then he would be able to still pretty much barrel through the fights that he's not great against. You know, anyone who's, like, bleed immune, who isn't a villain, you know, like, the game would be over. Oh, I didn't think he was gonna trigger that. One more combo, maybe not. I think I got it just in time before that indestructible buff came up. That's fine. Yeah, okay, good. Mr. Hand, I grew up with the Spectacular Spider-Man and the animated Spider-Man show. That was another good intro. That was another good theme song. The intro for the Spectacular Spider-Man was amazing. Agreed. That was a great show, and that should have lasted longer. I don't remember what happened. Like, Disney screwed it up or something. I don't know, but yeah, Spectacular Spider-Man, definitely worth checking out. God, now I want to go watch all these shows. I want to be like, you know what? Forget this live stream. I just want to go watch, like, Spider-Man and X-Men and all these and just relive the 90s all over again. I know Spider-Man for sure is not on Hulu anymore. I think X-Men was, and I never got a chance to go back and watch it, and I think it's gone now. I don't know if anybody else has it. But I hope somebody either has it now or picks it up soon or something. Because I would love to go back and watch X-Men. Love to find Spectacular Spider-Man and watch that again. Good times. Mr. Insane, rank 5, a 6-star Wolverine in 10 minutes after a poem. Well, if you had the resources, believe me when I tell you that everybody would love to see that. Why even try? When I first heard that they were making a Daredevil show on Netflix, I started freaking out. I did too. I think for the most part, they've been spot on with the Netflix shows. They've had some problems. Iron Fist. And I think most of them could probably, as much as I love a lot of the shows, I think they could probably trim like an episode or two from each season and kind of, you know, tighten up the story a little bit. And I should have seen what the extra note is on this path, since we're so... I am super distracted talking about all these shows instead of actually paying attention on the game. It's fantastic. I will look after this fight, I promise. Did I do this last night too? I really need to pay attention to the nodes. Disney bought Sony's Spider-Man and made the Ultimate Spider-Man, aka the second worst animated Spider-Man show. Yeah, I heard that one wasn't that great. But yeah, like I was saying, the Netflix shows, the Netflix, the Marvel Netflix universe, if you want to call it that. Okay, let me see what this note is. Oh, Burden of Might. That's fine. I'm not too worried about that. The Netflix cinematic universe, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, for the most part, I thought has been really well done. You know, good crossovers. Most of them have been really good seasons on their own. Oh, I forgot about that Unstoppable. Daredevil. What? I literally just said I forgot about the Unstoppable. Like I said, I'm just getting too excited talking about Netflix shows and cartoons. Because I'm an adult. But yeah, most of the seasons on their own have been really good. Daredevil's probably the best. Jessica Jones is the second best. Luke Cage is good. The first season was really good. Trying to get some of these stacks of poison going. There we go. Get the neurotoxin going. Nice. First season of Luke Cage was decent. The first half of it, at least. The second half was kind of eh. And then Iron Fist was just not that great for the most part. Defenders was cool. That's one I actually thought they could have had another episode or two. Expanded that season a little bit. Especially since they had everybody involved. But it was still cool. They had some great fights and some great team-ups in there. So I was happy to see that. And yeah, why even try? I agree. I hope they do rebirth right for Daredevil Season 3. I think they just started filming, or they're in the middle of filming already. Jessica Jones, of course, her second season just landed a few weeks or so ago. I just finished it up this past weekend. Pretty good. First season was, I'd say first season overall was better, but this season was still good. Next up, we have Luke Cage. I think season 2 is in June, I want to say, like middle or late June. So maybe we get season 3 of Daredevil by the end of the year. I don't know. But I agree. Like that's another big storyline. So I would hope that they do it right. Yeah, that's all I have. Oh, all right. Getting close to the end of the stream here, ladies and gentlemen. Only a few more fights left, and this is... Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Getting close to the end of the stream. Yeah, a few fights left, and then I will be 100% on Chapter 2, which is awesome. Don't forget, I'll be doing one more live stream tomorrow evening. Going to work on 100% of Chapter 3, and then, of course, Uncollected mode will be done. No spoilers or anything, but I don't really have anything amazing to open. So, unfortunately, I'm not building up to anything at the end of Uncollected. I just wanted to get some more live streams in, focus on Uncollected while the completion event was on, things like that. But yeah, I'll be close-ish, but I won't have enough for a 5-star. I've already done 3 of those this month, if you have been following my channel. Like I said, I wouldn't have enough shards for a 6-star pull anyway, but I am saving up for the featured 5-star crystal instead of the basic. Yeah, I mean, I I might have a, whatchamacallit, a 4-star. But that's kind of it. Like I said, I don't really have anything big to open right now. And so then, of course, it's just going to be, you know, we're all going to be building towards doing more of the Chaos Rifts as the month continues. Hey, look at that. I actually dodged it. So, yeah. So, again, no big opening or anything at the end of the live stream tomorrow, but we'll be doing Chapter 3, so hopefully you are able to hang out and watch me finish up Uncollected for this month. Again, it should be about the same time as the stream started today. It's about 7 p.m. Pacific is when I'm going to start. So, again, per usual, I'll send out the usual reminder and stuff like that on Twitter. Again, feel free to follow me there. Or if you're not already a subscriber, I hope you do think about hitting that subscribe button. That would be super appreciated. And smashing that like button as well. Yeah. Nice. I think every single one of those hits was a crit. That's awesome. Nice. There we go. Mr. Insane, 6-star Heli. Yeah, we were talking about her earlier. I think you all would hate me if I pulled her, but she is my #1 choice. I mean, some of these others would be really cool, too. Like a 6-star Killmonger or a 6-star... I'm trying to remember all of the featured champs that are in this, but there were some of the basics in there as well that aren't in the regular 6-star Crystal that also would be great pulls to get. Like Hawkeye wouldn't be terrible. He would be pretty good as a 6-star, and a couple of the others as well. But again, that's not going to happen until at least, I'm guessing May, unless some amazing event pops up in April. Even after I finish up this event quest and I 100% next month's event quest for Uncollected mode, that's still, oh, that's right, this is the Surging Vengeance or whatever. I should stop wasting time. I won't have enough to be at 15,000. I'll be enough to do another basic pull, but like I said, I do want to save up and go for that 6-star featured, so we shall see. Go ahead and drop it. Why even try? I'll be there since I've just subscribed. Can't wait for the notification. Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you hitting that sub button. I am still... Alright, done. I am still wrapping up the more content march that I have been doing this month. So I still have a few videos left in the pipeline to get through until Saturday, which is the last day of the month. But for now, that is 100% on Chapter 2. Alright. So yeah, let's do a recap on the shards. Like I said, about 900 to open one of those. So we'll see, but I'm assuming probably not. Getting closer to that Tier 2 Alpha, but again, that will only... Excuse me, hang on one second, please. Just need to grab a sip of water. Like I was saying, that will just get me up to 1 Tier 2 Alpha total, so there are not going to be any rank 4s happening anytime soon. Just about halfway to the next 5-star pull, so it'll be close. Yeah, I won't have enough shards for a pull tomorrow, but getting there. Maybe we'll be able to do one by the end of the month. We'll see. And then now at 7,300 for those 6-star shards. So just about halfway there to the 6-star featured that I was saying that I do want to go for. Because, yeah, so I get 35, so I get 4,000. Oh, it'll be close. So it will be close to a 5-star. Don't think I'll be able to pick up enough shards of time for the end of the stream tomorrow. So I'll be super close. But for sure, I will do one last basic pull this month. See if I can turn my luck around since I got the wonderful meme champion with this last pull. And then, yeah, so that'll get me to 8,500. Yeah, 8,500. So I'll be at 11,000 next month after 100% that uncollected. So, yeah, we shall see. Let's wrap up chat here. Let me get caught up for a second. Telark, welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, I am just about done, but feel free to catch up on demand. I did this stream was working on Chapter 2 of the Uncollected Event Quest mode for this month. Going to do Chapter 3 tomorrow night, again around the same start time, so hope you can check it out, and everyone else here as well. And as I mentioned at the top of the stream, I'm going to do this first beginner Chaos Rift as its own video, because it's going to go into the tips and tricks playlist for hopefully future Rift events that happen maybe later this year, next year, whatever. But really take the time and break down how these dimensional / chaos rifts work for anyone who maybe is still in the dark or maybe wasn't playing when these were last around. We shall see. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, cool. Alright, so yeah, like I said, I think that is going to wrap it up for this stream. Again, thanks everyone for hanging out with me this evening. I hope you weren't shaking your head too much at clearly my horrible play, but thanks for making it through with me. Again, I will be doing the live stream tomorrow night, so be on the lookout for that. Got to do the standard plug, I guess. You know, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. All of that really helps me out. And aside from that, I think that'll do it. So yeah, happy Monday, everybody. I hope you have a good evening or whenever you're watching this video. Take care, Mr. Insane. I just saw your comment. Very nice, very smooth. Take care, everybody, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot, everyone.